Live from Heinz Field in the Steel City. It's the National Football League on CBS Sports. And today's game features the Baltimore Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're the two most physical teams in the NFL, and the hate runs deep. And one thing's for sure, by the end of the day, there will be broken glass everywhere. Baltimore, Pittsburgh, let's get it on. All right, Pittsburgh needs to win to clinch home field advantage throughout the playoffs. Baltimore needs a win this week and next week to keep their playoff hopes alive. And the Ravens have won the toss, and they will receive the football. Bill Cowher, the dean of coaches in the NFL, in his 13th year in Pittsburgh. On the other sideline, Brian Billick has a Super Bowl championship trophy under his belt. He's in his 6th season. As we take a look at the weather, perfect conditions here in the Steel City as the Steelers and Ravens meet for the 18th time. Steelers lead the series 11-6. Their last meeting back on September 9th. Ravens won it 30-13 week 2. And Jamal Lewis ran for a couple of touchdowns in that game. B.J. Sams back deep, and we're underway from Pittsburgh. Here's Sams from the 5-yard line. With an opening down the sideline. And B.J. Sams gets out of bounds at the 47-yard line. And that's a return of 42 yards. So Kyle Bowler last week against Indianapolis, 19 of 40. He threw for 210 yards, a touchdown, 2 interceptions. Only passed for 5 yards in the first half. Let's take a look at the lineup in front of him. Jonathan Ogden, a Pro Bowler. He leads the way at left tackle. Backs and receivers. Jamal Lewis, one of the best in the league, a 2,000-yard back. First down and 10 at the 47. Here's Bowler passing on first down. With time, finds Jamal Lewis out of the backfield. And the big fella rumbles and spins down to the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 14. The Steelers defense last week versus the Giants picked off a pass for the 11th time in their last 8 games. Von Oelhoffen is a veteran on the defensive line. They use a 3-4. Joey Porter heading back to the Pro Bowl once again. Flick having a superior season, and in the secondary, they call him the Tasmanian Devil. Troy Polamalu is heading to his first Pro Bowl in his 2nd season. First down and 10 at the 39. Here's Lewis, breaks it back, and James Ferrier drags him down, but Lewis gets inside the 35, a gain of 5. And BJ, when the Ravens have the ball, what should we pay attention to?
Well, Keon Todd-Heap, the big tight end today, he is their big weapon in the passing game. He can be a problem and a mismatch for this Baltimore Ravens offense against the Steelers D. The Steelers D's got to stop Jamal Lewis early, put the pressure on Kyle Bowler, make him win it through the air.
Second down and 5 at the 34. Lewis trying to change directions, and he's chopped down by the Tasmanian Devil, Troy Polamalu, and that's a loss of 1.
Well, Gus, in a big physical matchup like this, one of the keys will be field position. We saw B.J. Sams do a heck of a job on that return, and then the Steelers defense giving a lot of cushion. Bowler hitting Jamal Lewis, getting the Ravens right down into field goal position. That's exactly what you want. You want to be able to get that first drive, get kind of those nerves out before you start this big battle.
Third down, 6 at the 35. Bowler back to pass under pressure. It's deflected, and it's dropped. The Steelers with the blitz on 3rd down and 6. Larry Foote getting pressure on Kyle Bowler.
Boy, and Larry Foote's done a great job. Watch 50 coming outside. He comes unblocked on the blitz. Now watch this ball go up in the air, and watch Jonathan Ogden do a great job of grabbing Ferrier. Watch Ogden. Sees the ball's up in the air. He knows Ferrier's going to have a chance to intercept it. Once that ball's deflected, you can maul a guy. That's what Jonathan Ogden does. Doesn't allow Ferrier to intercept the ball.
Brings on Dave Zastidle, trying to angle it to the corner, and it takes a bounce and gets into the end zone. Antoine Randall was back deep, a 35-yard punt, but it's only a net of 15 yards. Coming up, Big Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh Steelers on offense. Big Ben Roethlisberger 11th overall pick in the draft. He's 12-0, Brent, and just having a spectacular season.
And guess we did his first game against the Dolphins in that Hurricane game, and we said he's the best rookie coming out of the draft class this year.
First down and 10 at the 20-yard line. Roethlisberger passing on first down. Throws it to the sideline, and that's Hines Ward. With the reception, Thomas makes the tackle. Roethlisberger last week, 18 of 28. 316 yards, a touchdown, 2 picks in their 33-30 win over the Giants. He had his first career 300-yard passing game. Alan Faneca, a Pro Bowler, protects him. Jerome Bettis, the veteran, in his 12th season, having a terrific year, spelling Deuce Staley. Here's Roethlisberger again, looking backside, now down the middle, and it's complete. Tuman with the catch, and he's inside Ravens territory. That's a gain of 24. Chris McAllister with the tackle. Ravens defense 6th against the rush, 6th overall in the NFL. Weaver with a terrific season in his 3rd year out of Notre Dame. Lewis, the Pro Bowler, one of the greats in the NFL. And in the secondary, Ed Reed heading to the Pro Bowl as well, along with left corner Chris McAllister. First down and 10 at the 48. Here's Jerome Bettis, and the bus rumbles to the 40-yard line. Will Demps gets him, and it's pretty simple, Brent, when the Steelers have the football.
Yeah, you know what? You got to keep spreading the ball around. We've seen the Steelers come out, throw the first couple plays, and go back to the bus. Mix it up. Keep all your weapons involved to keep the Ravens honest. For the Ravens, their big names need to step up and have big games. Ed Reed, Ray Lewis across the board, Chris McAllister. They need to make an impact.
2nd down and 3 at the 41. Dan Kreider, the fullback, in motion. Here's Bettis, and the bus gets outside, and Jerome Bettis dives forward, picks up the first down at the 36, a gain of 5. Ed Hardwell with the tackle.
Boy, this is something you don't see Jerome Bettis do as much anymore. Watch the change of directions, the hole inside. You see him bounce it outside. And Jerome Bettis having that nice opportunity to have those fresh legs in December. And that's what Bill Cowher told us. He said this is the best that he's looked this late in the season for 3 or 4 years.
First down and 10 at the 36. Play action, Roethlisberger setting up in the pocket, going down the field. Burris, touchdown Steelers. Six-yard touchdown strike. Ben Roethlisberger to Plexico Burris.
Boy, and what a toss off the play action. Somebody's eyes were in the backfield, and look at this throw. Gary Baxter beat by 3 steps by Plexico Burris. And how big is it to have the big wide receiver back in the lineup coming back from that hamstring injury?
Roethlisberger on the drive, 3 of 3, 68 yards. And the Steelers strike first blood. Roethlisberger to Plexico Burris, 7-0 Pittsburgh.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 39. UPS, what can Brown do for you? And by T-Mobile, get more minutes, more features, more service.
And welcome back to the Steel City. Ben Roethlisberger throwing the 36-yard touchdown. Remember, Big Ben made his NFL debut replacing Tommy Maddox week 2 in the 3rd quarter against this Baltimore Ravens team. As the Steelers send it away, and this one being returned by Darnell Dinkins. And he gets to the sideline. A 6-yard return. So the Ravens in a shallow hole. They'll have to dig themselves out starting now. Steelers with the lead. Ravens on offense right now, faced with the first down and 10 at their own 32-yard line. Jamal Lewis, the deep man, in the backfield. Bowler throwing on first down to the sideline, and it's dropped. Clarence Moore wide open, and he drops it.
Well, let's go back and check out that touchdown. Watch the route by Plexico Burris. Going to run a nice corner route, but key on the safety. This safety has deep half. Watch what Ben Roethlisberger does with his eyes looking this way. He moves that safety. He's going to the middle of the field, and there's nobody there. He gets spun all the way around. Ball right on the money. Plexico Burris from Roethlisberger. One heck of a toss, one heck of a route.
Brings up 2nd down and 10 at the 32. Bowler again under pressure to the sideline. This time it's caught by Terry Jones, and he's wrestled down by Deshae Townsend. A gain of 2. Now let's join Greg Gumbel in New York for an NFL update.
All right, Gus, in Jacksonville, the Jaguars hoping to run their way, continuing toward the playoffs. Dominic Davis of Houston from a yard out has the Texans on top. 7-0, under 8.5 to play in the first quarter, guys.
Boy, and that's great news for Baltimore Raven fans, yet you've got to win this game here. And one of the things you can't do is get behind big early against the Steelers at home, because this Baltimore Ravens offense is clearly not a catch-up offense.
3rd down and 8 at the 34. And that one complete at the 41-yard line. Todd Heap with the reception, and he's close to a 1st down. It depends on the spot. Ricardo Coakley with the tackle.
And we can see Pittsburgh playing for home field advantage throughout. Beat New England earlier, than New England getting upset on Monday night. Miami, San Diego, and Indianapolis battling later on today. Jets looking good. Denver, Jacksonville, Baltimore, and Buffalo. Denver with the win yesterday has a half-game lead. These are the teams, Gus, battling it out down the stretch. Right now it looks like Jacksonville has the best chance, but they need to win.
1st down and 10. Ravens pick up the 1st down. Jamal Lewis trying to find some kind of crease in the center of the line, but he'll only gain 1 yard.
And going back, Gus, to the playoff picture, Jacksonville, Denver, Baltimore, and Buffalo. One of the advantages Baltimore has is against Buffalo. They got them head-to-head. Baltimore and Jacksonville, if they ended up tied, it would go to strength of victory. Baltimore, Denver, if they end up tied at 10-6, Denver will go because of a better record against common opponents. So a lot of things, a lot of different scenarios down the stretch, but Ravens need to win first.
Bowler dumps it off, and this time he finds some success as the Ravens completed to Dinkins, and Dinkins picks up 5 yards on the play.
Little misdirection, moving Kyle Bowler out of the pocket. You've got to be able to move the pocket against the Steelers defense. You've got to come back with those bootlegs. Keep those linebackers honest. They're a heavy blitzing team. 35 to 40% of the time. A much more aggressive style of defense this season under defensive coordinator Dick LeBeau, Gus. They're much more aggressive, like the Steelers of old.
3rd down 4 at the 49. Bowler with protection. Bowler steps up in the pocket, has a running lane. Bowler scrambling and slides down at the 35. He picks up the 1st down and gains 16.
Well, you know what? Impressive move by Kyle Bowler right there, realizing the Steelers were getting a deep drop. You see the blitz. He knows it's man-to-man. That means nobody's in the underneath coverage. And look at the speed on Kyle Bowler. He has pretty darn good wheels. I'm surprised at how fast he looked. You see him running by some linebackers right there.
So Kyle Bowler and the Ravens offense pick up the 1st down and 10. Here's Lewis on the sweep, nowhere to go. He is wrapped up at the 35, and no gain on the play. Joey Porter in on the tackle.
And Gus, one of the things we're over 8.5 minutes through the first quarter, one of the things that stands out to me thus far, both of these teams expected to run the ball, not rely heavily on their young quarterbacks, but both opposing offenses have come out throwing the ball a little bit more, maybe surprising both of the defenses thus far.
So far, Lewis, 4 carries, 5 yards. 2nd and 10 at the 36. Play action. Bowler steps up again. Bowler wants to run it. Kyle Bowler slides down at the 30-yard line. And he gains 5. Chargers and Colts in Indy. Here's Greg Gumbel.
All right, Gus. Colts quarterback Peyton Manning looking for number 48 to tie Dan Marino's mark. Donnie Edwards picks it off at the 3-yard line. That stalls the Indy drive, and so far it's scoreless. The Chargers and the Colts under 7 minutes to play in the first quarter. Gus and Brett.
Wow, I'll tell you what, Dan's record is tougher and tougher, it seems like, every week for Peyton to get a grasp on, and I imagine that he'll do it, Gus, but what a great effort by the Chargers D.
Third down at 6. Here's Bowler underneath. Ball is caught. And out of bounds goes Randy Himes. He gains 8 yards. Now, Randy Himes is starting because Travis Taylor, the normal starter at wide receiver, has a back injury.
And one of the things I like about Randy Himes' route right here, he knows where the first down is. Get the depth, get a yard beyond that first down, and pick it up. You see him get vertical once he catches that ball. Get vertical. Don't dance around and be in a 4th and short situation.
Out of Grambling State, first down and 10. At the 24. Bowler again. Quick strike this time, and it's caught. Another tight end, Terry Jones, continuing to get down the field, and where will they spot this? At the 5-yard line.
Wow, and how about the aggressiveness of Terry Jones, and the Ravens continue to throw the ball. Just a little drag route here. Now watch the tight end lower his shoulder and get a lick on Deshaun Townsend. Stays in bounds, gets an extra 8 yards down the sideline. That is a crucial pickup, big play, all on Terry Jones' shoulders.
Terry Jones picking up 19 yards on the play. First down and goal at the 5.
This is Todd Heap area right here.
Jamal Lewis looking, touchdown Baltimore. And just like that, the Ravens have answered, and they're ready to tie this game up here in the first quarter.
Boy, what a huge drive for this Ravens offense. You talk about answering the bell. And mostly with the pass. How about the run right here as a changeup? And you see the blocking inside and the hole for Jamal Lewis to run through. He wasn't even touched till he got into the end zone.
So the Ravens go 11 plays covering 68 yards. They held the ball close to 6 minutes, looking to tie it up. And we are tied in the Steel City. 4:27 to play in the first quarter. Ravens running right at the heart of the Steeler defense.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Volkswagen. On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers. And by America Online. Want a better internet? You belong at America Online.
And welcome back to Pittsburgh as the Ravens cover 68 yards. Jamal Lewis with a 5-yard touchdown run. And we're tied up with 4:27 to go in the first quarter.
Boy, I hate to say that that's a crucial drive in the first quarter, but that was a clutch performance by Kyle Bowler and the Ravens offense when they needed it most. Bowler on the drive got 5 of 6 for 43 yards.
Ravens send it away. And this will be Ricardo Coakley returning it for Pittsburgh. And Coakley crosses the 25 and gets to the 27-yard line, a 24-yard return. Jamel White with the tackle. Big Ben, perfect so far here in the first quarter. Big Ben, and you know how they feel about him here in Pittsburgh. As Roethlisberger takes over at the 28. The pass on first down, Roethlisberger picked off at the 45. And the Ravens pick it off. Will Demps forces the first turnover of the game. And that's the 30th forced turnover of the year for the Ravens.
And right when he threw that, Ben Roethlisberger wanted it back. He's throwing it into zone coverage, looking for Jeremy Tooman. Again, he sees the linebacker pull up, but both the corner and the safety pulled off. The wide receiver came back into the zone where the tight end was running that corner route. And you see Ben's reaction. Man, I shouldn't have thrown that. And he hasn't made a ton of mistakes this year. That's been one of the things that's kept him going.
So the Ravens take over. They pitch it to Chester Taylor, and he gets around the corner. Chester Taylor down at the 40. The Ravens have scored 108 points off turnovers this season. So they make you pay.
Boy, and you see this graphic where Ben's been intercepted one of his first 4 pass attempts in 16 of the 14 games. That's going to happen with the rookie. You're going to get disguised coverages and what have you. I think one of the most impressive things about Ben Roethlisberger, though, in the 4th quarter, he has the 2nd highest quarterback rating in all the NFL.
Jamal Lewis back in. Lewis over the right side. He's dragged backwards, but gets inside the 40, picks up a yard. James Harrison makes the tackle.
And guess when you're on the road, you've got to do big things. Your defense has to step up in a big way. Baltimore Ravens, they've also got to keep that clock rolling. Keep mixing it up, running pass, and clearly turnovers a big part of the defensive standouts as well. You've got to be able to win that turnover battle today.
Brings up 3rd down and 4 at the 39. They need to go to the 35 for a first down. Here's Bowler, quick strike to the sideline. That one is caught, and a first down. Randy Himes continuing to run. He picks up 12 yards on the play, and the Ravens keep the chains moving.
And Randy Himes does a solid job of coming back for the ball. You see him reach back inside and grab that ball in front of the safety, and then being able to use those strong legs to get down the field. And both these teams, surprisingly, continue to rely more on the pass here in the 1st quarter.
Himes with 2 catches for 20 yards already. First down and 10 at the Pittsburgh 28. Lewis trying to break it out, dives forward, and gets down to the 25. James Ferrier, the former Jet, makes the tackle. Celebrate the holidays with Dave in the Late Show. Monday, don't miss the one and only Howard Stern. And later this week, Dave's got Pittsburgh Steeler quarterback, Big Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah, I was down on the field before the game, and I heard somebody shout from behind me, "Hey, Mr. Jones." I thought it was going to be a ball boy. It was Ben Roethlisberger. That's how old I'm getting. I hope he doesn't go on Dave and call him Mr. Letterman. You got to call him Dave.
2nd down and 7 at the 25. Bowler down the seam, incomplete. James Ferrier breaks it up. Intended for Todd Heap.
Boy, a little bit of force there by Kyle Bowler. We're seeing these young quarterbacks take a few chances. Todd Heap, the big tight end down the middle against 2 deep coverage. Ferrier right there on him. And it hits Ferrier, I think, in the back of the shoulder pad. If he would have whipped his head around a little earlier, he would have had another interception. How about the year that Ferrier's been having?
Unbelievable. 3rd down and 7, heading to the Pro Bowl at the 25. Ravens are 4 of 5 on 3rd down conversions already. Bowler, play fake, under pressure, hit, and it's picked off. Joey Porter gets to the 35, and it's the 2nd turnover of the day. The Steelers have one now, and the Ravens have turned it over.
Wow, what a blitz. And you see it coming from the outside. I think it was Travis Kershke, number 90, taking the shot on Kyle Bowler. And actually, it's number 92. Coming from the outside. James Harrison, what a shot. And you see the ball go up, Porter intercepting it, and I wonder if Bowler's okay, because that was a direct blow.
Steelers take over, 1st and 10 at their own 35. The bus. And he is drilled. Ed Hartwell drops him, and he's lucky to gain a yard on the play. Log on to NFL.com and see the latest playoff picture. Get the official up-to-the-minute status of every team. It's all on NFL.com or NFL on AOL.
Because we talked about the reliance early on both these young quarterbacks on this, both offenses throwing the ball. We've seen a turnover from each now. I wonder if both these teams settle down and go back to the original game plan, which is a lot more running.
2nd down and 9 at the 36. They pitch it to Jerome Bettis. Bettis cutting through the Raven defense, and the bus gets to the 43, a gain of 8. Now let's go to Greg Gumbel in New York.
All right, Gus, in Indianapolis, the Chargers come in with one of the best offensive weapons in the league in LaDainian Tomlinson. Drew Brees hits him here, and LT completes the 74-yard pass play. 12 straight games now for LT with a touchdown, one shy of the NFL mark. 7-0 Chargers in the final seconds of the first quarter, guys.
All right, Greg. So here go the Steelers. 3rd down and 2 at the 43. Roethlisberger out of the shotgun. Throwing it up top for Antoine Randall. He has it on the run and is down inside the 25. Dallas Thomas brings him down, but the Steelers gain 34 yards on the play and pick up the 1st down.
What a toss by the Rook. This is such a tough pass, one-on-one to the corner route. Watch it right in stride. Antoine Randall, little juggling act, but what an impact this receiver has made. Antoine Randall the last couple weeks. The Steelers keep spreading around, Gus. They're going to be dangerous.
That's the end of the 1st quarter. Score tied at 7. We'll return to Heinz Field after these messages. These two young quarterbacks have done some very positive things already and also made a mistake each. Right now, Pittsburgh has the football, 1st down and 10 at the Baltimore 24. Roethlisberger to the sideline. Grider, the fullback, with the reception. He gets out of bounds. Will Demps knocks him out of bounds. And Ben Roethlisberger gets up gimpy.
Well, that'll take your breath away if you're a Steeler fan. Let's see what happened to Ben. Relatively quick route. Pressure outside from the Ravens. Goes the ball and gets stepped on right here. And I think that's more foot than ankle, which is a positive. And especially when it's cold, doesn't feel good on your toe for a couple plays. We'll have to keep our eye on that, though.
Brings up 2nd down and 1 at the 15. Jerome Bettis with the blocker. The bus lowers his shoulder, and Jerome Bettis gets to the 7-yard line. Ed Reed brings him down, but Jerome Bettis gains 8 yards. And Brent, the bus has fresh tires.
Boy, it sure does. Jerome Bettis, not a retread this year, Gus. Running with explosion, quickness. He's lighter, he's faster. We've seen him change direction.
Report as an eligible receiver.
And we've seen him hit the hole. As we all hear that 78 is reporting as a receiver, but the bus has been spectacular this year.
He went out.
A little fake report.
Well, the Steelers want a timeout. Opening moments of the 2nd quarter. Game tied at 7, but Pittsburgh's knocking on the door.
Timeout.
Coming up on the Nextel Halftime Report, joins Greg, Dan, Shannon, and the Boom for all of the latest NFL scores and highlights. That's all coming up on the Nextel Halftime Report. 1st down and goal for the Steelers at the Baltimore 7. Play action, Roethlisberger all day to throw the football, and he dumps it in the end zone. Good defense by the Ravens. Nobody open for Ben Roethlisberger.
Pretty much a one-man route, trying to go off play action and find Hines Ward. Hines Ward was triple teamed across the back of the end line. And a solid job by the Ravens defensive backs. Getting a big push off the line of scrimmage against Hines Ward.
Ben Roethlisberger has completed passes to 5 different receivers already. And that brings up 2nd down and goal at the 7.
There is no intentional grounding as there is a receiver in the area.
Yeah, there was a receiver in there. We never thought twice about that. And there was no flag to begin with.
Bill Cowher really has this Pittsburgh team rolling. Their only loss week 2 to these Ravens. 2nd and goal at the 7. Bettis. And he gets to the 5.
Bettis on the carry.
2-yard pickup.
Because you know how tough it is to run the ball in against this Ravens defense. And Look at this graphic. Fewest rushing touchdowns allowed over the last 2 years. Baltimore Ravens right at the top of the list along with Tampa Bay. It is tough sledding once you get inside the 5 against this Ravens defense.
3rd down and goal at the 5. Bettis, the single setback. Roethlisberger pumps, and that one thrown out of bounds, intended for Hines Ward. Chris McAllister there.
Well, that was just an attempt at what we call fly stop route, where the quarterback signals to the receiver he's going to throw it on his back shoulder. Instead of running that fly route, fade route in the end zone, you throw it to his back shoulder. Ball just slid out of Ben Roethlisberger's hands, sailed on him a little bit.
So it brings on Jeff Reed. He's hit 11 straight field goals. This one from 23 yards away. Pittsburgh looking to take the lead. It's up and good. So the Steelers get a field goal and take a 10-7 lead here in the second quarter.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by IBM, the official on-demand business consultants for the NFL. Taco Bell, think outside the bun. And by Coca-Cola, let's make it real.
Welcome back to Pittsburgh as the Steelers march 60 yards in 9 plays, going in with a field goal by Jeff Reed, a 23-yarder. And this guy is from Florida. He doesn't realize it's cold outside. He is a Steeler fan. A lot of people talking about this game. There's a serious buzz in the air about the Ravens and the Steelers. Pittsburgh trying to avenge their only loss of the year. B.J. Sams starts from his own 1. Sams gets to the 15 and is taken down at the 20. A 19-yard return. So coming up, Kyle Bowler, 7 of 11 so far, and the Ravens on offense. Tonight on 60 Minutes, his teams won 2 of the last 3 Super Bowls. What's Bill Belichick's secret? The Patriots coach tells Leslie Stahl tonight on 60 Minutes. First down and 10 for the Ravens at their own 20. Jamal Lewis in the backfield. Bowler to throw on first down underneath. Todd Heap with the catch, and Todd Heap picks up about 12. James Ferrier brings him down. First down, Baltimore.
Boy, a nice little job of play action by Kyle Bowler. And watch Todd Heap. Linebackers step up off the play action right there, and there's the hole. It's created. You see him inside, almost starting to run without catching the ball, but he brings it back in, and the big tight end is going to have to come up with some big plays today. He is the force as far as being a receiver on this Ravens offense. So look for Todd Heap more and more down the stretch.
2 catches, 22 yards for Heap. Here's Lewis, and Jamal breaks it back, and Jamal Lewis is tackled for a loss inside his own 25. The Steelers doing a nice job game tackling. It's a loss of 8.
And Joey Porter, the emotional leader of this Pittsburgh Steelers defense, and you see the initial front side penetration by the Steelers defensive line. They're on the Ravens side of the ball. Jamal Lewis trying to make something out of nothing. Here comes Porter, Williams, the rest of the gang bottling it all up.
James Harrison wrapping up Lewis, makes it second down and 18 at the 25. They need to go to the 43 for a first down. Bowler steps up. Bowler running, and Bowler taken down at the 29, and a flag on the play.
Boy.
This will be a face mask against James Ferrier.
Yeah, and most likely because it's against a quarterback, usually they'll tack on 15 yards. Let's see, they're trying to decide right now whether it's 5 or 15.
Personal foul.
It's going to be 15.
Face mask. Number 51 of the defense. 15-yard penalty. First down.
Boy, what a big penalty, and James Ferrier's been the man this year for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I'm not so sure if Bowler wasn't already sliding down and Ferrier's arm just went over the top. Let's watch. There he is, and he grabs it and yanks. Yep, that is a 15-yarder, and Ferrier knows better than that. Crucial penalty at a crucial time.
First down and 10 now at the 43 for the Ravens. Bowler, play action. Flag on the play. Bowler running again, and he's dropped by Polamalu at the 47.
Boy, and James Harrison for the Steelers is playing possessed here in the first half.
87 of the offense.
Darnell
10-yard penalty. First down.
Darnell Dinkins, the tight end, is going to have his hands full trying to block Harrison, but watch out here, and he's laid off the ball. He takes a false step. Harrison's got his inside shoulder, and you see once they get their inside shoulder beyond your outside shoulder, you're in trouble. Flag goes down, and that is a huge load for a tight end to block. Harrison been in the backfield 3 or 4 times already today.
So they back it up 10 yards. First down and a long 20 at the 33. Bowler sets up a screen. Here's Chester Taylor with a blocker in front of him. And Chester Taylor gets to the 38. James Ferrier in on the play. It's a gain of 6.
Yeah, and Gus, the Ravens continue to rely on that pass, and I thought for sure that this was the series that they were going to turn loose Jamal Lewis. But they continue to try to stick with that pass. Screenplay, not a bad call with the yardage, and the Steelers blitzing an awful lot. But boy, you keep going back to pass, and you keep those 5- and 7-step drops, you're going to get your quarterback killed. And this playmaking Steelers defense is going to create some havoc and create some turnovers.
Second down and 14. Bowler again under pressure, sidesteps. Harrison, Bowler throws on the run. Incomplete. Bowler with a terrific play. Randy Himes just couldn't hold on.
There's about 10 things to talk about on that play. How about here comes James Harrison again from the outside. You better get somebody else to start double teaming him. And Kyle Bowler going downfield, and when you flush out of the pocket, you can't get zip on that ball and you hang it up. Something bad's going to happen. And you look at a shot from Hope. Bang. Let's watch it real time. Whoa. Chris Hope delivering a blow.
So that brings up third down and 14 at the 39. Ravens send Bowler back in the pocket, down the middle. Todd Heap with the catch, but he's short of the first down. He gains 11, and he needed 14.
And I understand passing on
Deshae
third and long.
Townsend makes the tackle.
I understand Gus passing on third and long, but at some point, you've got to establish Jamal Lewis. He's got to get back. You see Todd Heap running a nice crossing route, coming back to the ball. So many receivers drift. That's how interceptions happen. You see him take that step back, get his hands back. Nice catch, even though it wasn't a first down.
Dave Zastidle standing at the 35. This one off the side of his foot takes a Ravens bounce and will go inside the 10. Last week, Zastidle had 4 punts inside the 20 versus Indy. This is a 42-yarder, backs up the Steelers.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Saturn, people first, and by Bud Light, fresh, smooth, real. It's all here.
Tonight on CBS, need some cash after the holidays? Well, so do these guys. George Clooney, Brad Pitt. They had an all-star cast in the network television premiere of Ocean's 11 tonight at 9/8 Central on CBS, America's most watched network. Welcome back to Pittsburgh, 10-7. Steelers with the lead. There's Ray Lewis, truly one of the greats in the National Football League. This spot already reserved in Canton. First down and 10 for rookie Ben Roethlisberger. He hands it off to Jerome Bettis, and Bettis gets to the 15. It's a gain of 7. Marcus Douglas with the tackle.
And I think the bus might have gotten fired up when you heard about Ray Lewis. Spot reserved in Canton. Bus says, hey,
I'm going too.
I'm driving the bus in there as well. The bus for the bust, because he will have his bus there in Canton. without a doubt. And what a season this old-timer has had this year. Doesn't look much like an old-timer.
7 carries, 37 yards for Bettis. 2nd and 3 at the 15. Roethlisberger to Hines Ward. He cuts it back. And Hines Ward, the speedy little receiver out of Georgia, gets to the 21. Marcus Douglas tackles him after a 6-yard pickup.
And I don't know if there's a receiver in the National Football League that loves contact more than Hines Ward. We've talked about his blocking. He's the best. Watch him take it back inside. When you go inside, you're going to get linebackers, defensive linemen. It is a plethora of big bodies, big helmets, smacking you around. Almost every other receiver heads for the sidelines when he catches that ball.
He's a lot like you, Brent. He's got those crazy eyes.
Yeah, just crazy and stupid.
Here's Roethlisberger. Rolling, pitches it to Bettis. And Bettis gets to the 25, and Brian Billick told us that that's what makes Ben Roethlisberger so special. When the play breaks down, Brent, he can somehow manage to come up with something.
Well, he does not look like a rookie out of the pocket. Look at the calmness, the competence in the pocket, and his ability to improvise. You see him switching the ball over to his left and pitching it to the bus. And what a heck of a job. And his ability to make plays out of the pocket just does not resemble a rookie whatsoever.
2nd down and 6 at the 25. Play action. Roethlisberger again pumps it. Now down the field. Burris caught at the 40. Great improvisation. And by Ben Roethlisberger.
And Gus, that is exactly what you just brought up. What a veteran move. Watch this pump fake off the blitz. He runs a little naked bootleg and he gets pressure right in his face. Look at that pump fake. Gets the defensive back McAllister up in the air, settles his feet, throws it down, knows he has the matchup. Plexico Burris has Ed Reed beat. Watch Burris come back, get up and get the ball at its highest point. What a job by Burris and Roethlisberger.
Plexico with a 35-yard reception and a flag on the play. And this town is really falling in love.
Prior to the snap, false start. Number 77 in the offense. It's a 5-yard penalty. Still 1st down.
You can just see his confidence grow as the season progresses. And this is a young man, a rookie quarterback now, that has almost the whole offense in to be able to navigate, to be able to check off, to make audibles, to be able to know when to hit which receiver, to hit his checkdowns, to go 3rd and 4th progression. He has really grown. What a spectacular ball player we're seeing right before our eyes.
And they hand it off to Bettis with running room. Bettis, whoa! He just drilled a Raven. Jerome Bettis gets inside the 40. That may have been Ray Lewis.
Well, I know Ray Lewis was down there.
Wow.
And you know Ray Lewis has that fractured wrist, so he isn't 100% Ray Lewis. And I think he's playing with a cast on his arm. But watch number 52 right here. Whoa! Smack! Jerome dropping that shoulder and getting under Ray Lewis. And you hear leverage all the time talked about. Watch it. Whoa. And that's a big bust. And you get under a guy's pads, Ray Lewis or anybody, you're going to move the pile. But like we said, Ray has that fractured wrist, so not 100% Ray Lewis today.
Play action, Roethlisberger steps up in the pocket, tucks it, and he goes down at the 34. Kimoyatu with the tackle. It's a 5-yard gain.
And I wonder if they're going to get Marvell Smith for holding.
Illegal shift. Offense. 2 men moving at the same time and not resetting. It's a 5-yard penalty. It's still 2nd down.
All right, still 2nd down. Meanwhile, let's check in with Greg Gumbel in New York for an NFL update.
All right, Gus, in Jacksonville, the Texans trying to do some serious damage to Jacksonville's playoff hopes. David Carr, 10 yards to Andre Johnson with the extra point. 14-0. Houston over the Jaguars. Gus and Brent, back to you.
Wow. Great news for Ravens fans. But remember, you got to win this one first, and the Steelers are coming to play today.
2nd and 14 at the 44. This time, Haynes comes in the game, and Haynes dives forward. Not a lot of room, but Ben Roethlisberger Only a rookie, 11th overall pick, and this town, as I mentioned, has fallen in love with them. They have Roethlisbergers at the diners. As a matter of fact, cousin Vinny's, is one of the cab drivers told me the other day. They have the Roethlisberger breakfast, which includes 3 eggs, 3 pancakes, 2 slices of bacon, 2 sausages, 1 slice of ham, and hash browns. And a doctor for cholesterol in the back of the building. 3rd down and 11 at the 41. Here's Roethlisberger scrambling. Big Ben trying to make something happen, and he tiptoes down the sideline, gets out of bounds at the 31 and a half. Next time we come to Pittsburgh, Brent, we got to go to Cousin Vinny's near the Cab Company.
Yeah, we could split a Roethlisberger breakfast, because I don't know if I could eat it all. What a great effort by Ben. Not thrilled with that mark. Plexico Burris made a great block for him down the sideline, allowing him to get out. And watch him notice right now that the coverage is breaking down, and he gets out of the pocket. Watch this effort right here. Boy, that's close to that line of scrimmage there. Boy, I almost thought that he was close to that 1st down marker where that ball went out of bounds. And you can challenge that spot. I haven't seen the Steelers do it. But Ben Roethlisberger thinking that he got closer to that 1st down than 2 yards away.
3:13 remaining in the 1st half. Pittsburgh with the lead and driving. So it looks like Bill Cowher will go for it on 4th down. They're 4 of 7 on conversions this season. Pittsburgh faced with a 4th down and 2 at the 32. What do you run in a situation like this, Brent?
Well, I think that the Ravens are clearly looking for the bus. We've gotten a lot of big yardage. You can move the pile, but not a bad time to take a shot at a little play action, Gus. Get those safeties sucking up and take it over the top.
Pettis and Kreider in the backfield. Here's a play fake. Roethlisberger fires. Terrific defense by Baltimore. Terrell Suggs, who's having a career year with 9.5 sacks, got his hands on Roethlisberger, and the Steelers will have to punt it away.
And Suggs does not even have an effect on the coverage. He was blitzing the whole way, coming off the corner, absolutely watching for that bootleg. And what a job, and not a bad call by the Steelers. And you see Brian Billick fired up, because if Suggs wasn't there, the Steelers had a lot of yards to rumble.
My apologies. The Steelers turn it over on downs. So Baltimore takes it over at their own 32, 1st and 10. And Lewis, it's been rough going for him so far. 9 carries, only 7 yards. San Diego Indy still battling. Here's Greg Gumbel.
All right, Gus, the battle of division champions in Indianapolis is going the way of the Chargers. Drew Brees to Eric Parker, 19 yards, and with the extra point, the Chargers lead at 17-3, under 7 minutes to play in the 1st half. Gus and Brent, back to you.
What a year for Parker. He's looking like John Jefferson for the Chargers this season. 2nd and 9 at the 33. Bowler throwing off his back foot, and that one out of bounds. And he's hit as he lets it go. Foot, who's also having a terrific season for the Steelers, getting pressure.
You see Larry Foote, you got to be careful about that last-minute shove. That can get called. Some officiating crews will throw that flag. Ball was already gone. You took an extra step and pushed, even though it wasn't a violent push. You don't want to push that quarterback on the ground. Got to be smart. And with division rivals, we understand these two teams don't like each other, Gus. Composure down the stretch is going to be instrumental. You can't have stupid penalties.
And Bowler calls the timeout. 2:29 to play in the 1st half. 10-7 Pittsburgh. Get complete recaps from all of today's NFL games, including insight from CBS Sportsline's NFL experts, only at CBSSportsline.com. Ravens and the Steelers in a very entertaining and hard-fought 1st half. Baltimore hanging in there on the road. 3rd down and 9 for Bowler. And a whistle. Should be a false start against the Ravens. Right side of that offensive line move.
Prior to the snap, false start. Number 78 of the offense. That's a 5-yard penalty. It's third down.
Orlando Brown.
Because now on 3rd and 14, you just can't afford to take a 7-step drop. You can't afford to allow that blitzing defense of the Steelers put pressure on your young quarterback. And so this is the time that you would like to run a screen or a draw. Get that ball out of Kyle Bowler's hands early. You don't want to allow that blitz to get to him.
3rd down and 14 at the 28. They need to go to the 42 for a first down. Bowler just dumps it off out of the backfield. Not enough, though, for the Ravens as Alan Ricard gains 6 yards, and Baltimore has to punt it away.
Still not a heavy dose of Jamal Lewis, and we'd like to see if the Ravens are going to rely on him or continue to try to attack the Steelers' defense through the air.
And that should take us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to go in the first half. 10-7 Pittsburgh. The NFL lost one of its true warriors today. Reggie White passing away of a heart attack. And Brent, you played against Reggie White. Just a tragedy today in the NFL.
Yeah, Gus, he was a friend of mine. We had an opportunity to do a lot of things together. I think not only did the NFL lose a great man, but our country did. Spectacular role model for kids. The way he lived his life, his faith, and his impact not only on the game, but off the field as well. And I was devastated to have to hear the news this morning. It really took me by surprise, and it's really, quite honestly, taken me a while to even be able to get together and get on the air this morning.
Reggie White, just a tremendous football player. He also was a very spiritual man, and his teammates loved him. And a lot of people were talking about Reggie on the sideline from both teams prior to the game and telling Reggie White stories.
Yeah, you know, the thing is, not only a role model off the field, but when guys in the league look at you as a role model, you're a different kind of man and a different kind of person. And he was a role model to a lot of players within the league, coaches as well. And we've lost a great one. Our thoughts and prayers are with his family.
As Jerome Bettis runs the football with 1 minute and 38 seconds and counting to go here in the first half. Pittsburgh with a 10-7 lead. And Jerome Bettis, another terrific person. He had an opportunity to leave Pittsburgh like Emmitt Smith did with Dallas and get more money, but he wanted to come back to the Steel City and be a good teammate as Haynes runs it and picks up a lot of yardage. Haynes gets to the 49-yard line. Adalis Thomas with the tackle after a 13-yard pickup. Steelers right now in the hurry-up.
Boy, that was a big gain by Haynes right there. Just that fact that he got 13 yards puts them into an aggressive 2-minute drill where they're a little bit more passive before that play.
Roethlisberger flushed out of the pocket, throws on the run. Oh! Antoine Randall. What a catch! At the 40, he gets out of bounds and stops the clock with 53 seconds to go.
And you talk about snatching it out of midair, and watch what Ben Roethlisberger does. Makes another play out of the pocket, about to get sacked. That is a tough throw to make accurately. And let's watch Antoine Randall do a great job. Look at that thing, just sticks on his hand. And this guy, Randall L. Gus, I believe can be a huge difference maker for the Steelers down the stretch. Not only as a slot receiver, but as a guy that can make an impact down the field as well.
Looked like Spider-Man there. 1st and 10. Roethlisberger underneath. It's deflected at the line of scrimmage. And that'll bring up 2nd down and long. Coming up on the next L Halftime Report, join Greg, Dan, Shannon, and Boomer for all of the latest NFL scores and highlights. That's all coming up on the next L Halftime Report. A lot to talk about in the National Football League, and this man is trying to get Pittsburgh to Jacksonville, Florida for the Super Bowl. He is one of the most aggressive and toughest, brightest, and still pretty young coaches in the NFL. Bill Cowher, Pittsburgh native.
Pretty young. He might come after you.
2nd and 10 at the 41. Roethlisberger out of the gun. Underneath, he put that one on the money. A fumble. Picked up. Will Demps pitches it. Here's McAllister, and Chris McAllister gets out of bounds at the 30-yard line with 37 seconds remaining. And the Ravens force the 2nd turnover of the game.
When you're a slot receiver, you got to roam around the middle of the field, and that's where some of those biggest hits are coming. You see Randall L. doing a nice job getting the ball, getting upfield.
Ed Reed.
2 arms in there, and Ed Reed is always around the ball. He's always creating turnovers. He's got interceptions. What an impact this young man has made at the safety position. We've got both the safeties for the AFC and the Pro Bowl playing today in this game. Big safety matchup, and Ed Reed creating another turnover for this Baltimore Ravens defense.
So the Ravens take over at their own 30. 37 seconds remaining. They have 2 timeouts. Here's the draw play. Chester Taylor. He doesn't go anywhere. Beautifully done by Aaron Smith, the 6th-year man out of Northern Colorado. And that brings up 2nd down and 10.
You know, with that draw call right there, if the Ravens get 10 or 15 yards, they go into 2-minute mode. But I think right now at this point, they're just content to run it out.
Bowler scrambling. And Bowler throws on the run down the field, incomplete with 3 seconds to go.
Now that's a little confusing to me because they let so much time run off the clock. Why would you call a pass if you're still in the 2-minute mode? Either conserve the time or run it out. You can't let the clock run and then go back to pass. It's kind of a strange deal. You don't usually see that. Maybe a little miscommunication down the sideline, and Brian Billick. Now, if they would have got more yards in that draw play, I'd say, hey, let's go for it. But now, I think you just take this one into the locker room.
And Bowler just hands off the football. Chester Taylor. And Taylor gets to the 43, and that's the end of the first half. James Ferrier brings him down, but the Steelers lead by 3. We'll be back with the Nextel halftime report after this message and a word from your local station. You are watching the National Football League on CBS Sports. We've got a good one here in Pittsburgh. 10-7 Steelers with the lead at halftime. Gus Johnson along with Brent Jones, just as advertised, tough physical football game.
Yeah, a lot of battles going on the field. Seen a couple punches thrown after the plays that officials haven't seen. Watch for that in the second half. But I've been so impressed with Ben Roethlisberger. I mean, he continues to make big plays and continues to not look like a rookie. And it's so much, it's actually so much fun to watch him and both these young quarterbacks. But you see Ben Roethlisberger out of the pocket, making a play with the left-handed flip to the bus, and then the nice pump fake and a big toss down the field to Plexico Burress. And out of the pocket, like Brian Billick told us, he can cause so much damage. You see him running the ball a lot faster than you'd expect him to be. Actually, both these quarterbacks have some wheels, and it's been fun to watch. Of course, we expected a big defensive battle, but clearly at this point, both these young quarterbacks have gotten much more of an opportunity to throw the ball.
As you take a look at the halftime stats.
And you see the total yards clearly right now in favor of the Steelers, and of course the 3rd down conversion's important as well. And so you got to just keep battling in and out, and the turnovers I think down the stretch are going to be instrumental. And I think it's going to come down clearly to these rushing yards. You've seen both teams not as much as they'd like at this point. Of course, Baltimore with only 46 rushing yards. Look for more Jamal Lewis, and they've tried to give it to him. Not a whole lot going on. The Steelers front 3 and front 7 actually have been doing a heck of a job thus far. You've got to give this guy, Jamal Lewis, some more opportunities because you just never know when he can break one.
9 carries, 7 yards for Lewis in the first half. Remember, the Ravens ranked 9th in the NFL in rushing, 128.7 yards per game. So basically, 129 yards rushing per game, but the Steelers have done a good job bottling up Jamal Lewis in the first half. Kyle Bowler with a solid first half, did throw the 1 interception, and he continues to improve. You have to credit Matt Cavanaugh and Jim Fossil with their work with Kyle Bowler. He continues to get better. Remember, he's only in his 2nd season. Takes a while.
Yeah, and remember, he needs some more weapons at wide receiver, too. And Todd Heap's been out for half the year. He needs to have some impact players at wide receiver to help him out.
Start the second half, and here's Ike Taylor running the football. Crosses the 25, gets to the 27, an 11-yard gain. As we take a look at our fantasy notebook.
Oh, I love breaking down the fantasy notebook. Here we go. Kyle Bowler, 11-18, 104 a pick. Big Ben, 10 for 15, 177, 1-1. Let's go to the rushing attack. Jamal Lewis, like we said, needs more carries. 9 for 7. Got a touch, though. The big man, the boss, 9 for 51. Todd Heap, 3 for 34. The other tight end, Jones, 2 for 21. Plexico, 2 for 71. Big ones. And that big touchdown, Hines Ward, only 2 catches. And look for Hines to get more involved in the second half as well.
First down and 10 at the 29. Roethlisberger underneath, and you're absolutely right, partner. Hines Ward with the catch at the 35, wrapped up by Ray Lewis, but he gained 7 yards. And there's that great smile of Hines Ward. He loves the contact.
He does. He loves the contact. He loves blocking. He loves catching. He loves playing the game. He just loves football. And I always get energized when I'm around him. And what a great guy, going to another Pro Bowl, and just has really been typical of a blue-collar receiver across the board, working himself up in this National Football League.
Here's Jerome Bettis now. Bettis picks up the first down. And this Steeler team will be sending a lot of people to Hawaii for the Pro Bowl. Alan Faneca going to his 4th. Hines, Joey Porter going to his 2nd. James Ferrier and Troy Polamalu, along with Jeff Hardings, all going to their 1st Pro Bowl. And you always give the guys advice. You went to 4 yourself about what you should do when you go to the Pro Bowl.
Oh yeah, you gotta make sure you upgrade to a suite, make it all sweet and relax during the week. You gotta get your reservations early. You don't want to be those guys scrambling at the end.
Bettis again. And the Ravens, as usual, they're sending a number of guys to the Pro Bowl as well. Jonathan Ogden, his 8th Pro Bowl. Ray Lewis, his 7th. And then there's McAllister and Ed Reed going for the 2nd time. And Terrell Suggs, who has 9.5 sacks to lead this team, is going to his 1st Pro Bowl.
Boy, clearly defensive heavy for this Ravens team. And we've talked about the type of defense that they've had now for several years. Still looking for a little bit more help, though, on the offensive side of the ball.
2nd down and 6. Here's Bettis. Hopping, and the bus spinning, tumbling, rumbling. Jerome Bettis down at the 43. Dan Kreider with a nice block, and the bus gains 10.
Now, I've known the bus for a lot of years. We used to play against him in the old days when he was with the Rams and I was with the 49ers. All the years with the Steelers, and I thought this year for sure, gosh, the bus is slowing down. He'll be a spot player. He looks like he's 28 again. Look at that after contact, the spin move. We've seen him dart in and out, and you talk about the importance of fresh legs down the stretch because he didn't get a lot of wear and tear the first part of the season when Deuce Staley was healthy.
This time it's Haynes, and Haynes spinning, taking a page out of Jerome Bettis' book, and gets to the 31. An 11-yard pickup, Ray Lewis tackling him. So the bus has a lot of gas in his tank, and it's contagious.
Yeah, and you can see the yards per carry by month, so important. You can see his trajectory. It's going up, 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 and here in December, 4.3. So impressive, and he's getting more carries as the season goes and really getting into a great groove.
First down and 10. Haynes straight ahead, and Haynes gets inside the 25. Ed Reed, the safety, brings him down, but it's a gain of 8.
Boy, Gus, in these last 3 plays, something that you don't usually see from the Baltimore Ravens defense. Sloppy tackling inside their defensive front. Guys are missing tackles. Now, you don't see Ray Lewis miss tackles at all. He's playing with a broken wrist, so he's got a cast on the arm that makes it tough to wrap up. But nobody else has an excuse. Guys are making arm tackles and not hanging on and wrapping up like they've been known to do for years and years.
2nd down and 2. Haynes breaks it back. But you have to remember, this Pittsburgh Steelers team has 2 Pro Bowlers right in the heart of their line. Alan Faneca, number 66, and Jeff Hardings, the center, number 64. These guys can really push the pile, and they're tough men.
And not just those 2, Gus, but the rest of the offensive line. Oliver Ross at right tackle, Kedrick Vincent at right guard, and Marvell Smith at left tackle. These guys have been playing together as a unit all year. All 5, great chemistry, one of the best offensive lines in the National Football League.
First down and 10 at the 18 of Baltimore. Haynes spelling Jerome Bettis, and Haynes maybe gets to the 15-yard line. And here comes Jerome Bettis. Last week he had his 48th 100-yard game as a member of the Steelers, passing the legendary Franco Harris for most 100-yard games in club history.
And Gus, when you're getting the movement that the Steelers offensive line is getting right now, the Ravens more and more have to crowd the line of scrimmage, get Ed Reed up there. That's when the old play action pass comes in, and you sneak one of your big receivers or tight ends behind the Ravens secondary.
Hines Ward in motion. Burris at the top of your screen. Here's Jerome Bettis, and Bettis gets to the 10-yard line, stopped by Hartwell, picks up 6 yards.
You know, one of the things that you hear people talk about, and broadcasters all the time talk about running downhill, and that is to be at full speed, full throttle when you take that handoff. We're seeing Jerome Bettis be in full speed by the time he gets that ball from Ben Roethlisberger, and he's got a huge head of steam a la the bus, and that's why he is looking so much better. He is running downhill like I haven't seen him for years.
13 carries, 78 yards for Bettis, the lone setback. Kreider in motion. Here's the bus, and he's tackled from behind this time by Terrell Suggs on 3rd down and 1. Now let's see if he got the first down.
Boy, and how about the year that Suggs is having coming off the end? It's so tough to come from all the way around the backside and make the stop for no gain. And you've got to have tremendous speed, which Suggs does. What an impact player this young man has been for this Baltimore Ravens defense. And that's the stuff that Lawrence Taylor used to do. He used to chase it down from the backside and get in before the running back could even make a yard.
So they bring the Janes onto the field to measure. From here, it looks like the Steelers are a tad bit short, and they are. So that brings up 4th down and inches.
Boy, I think right now I go if I'm the Steelers, right behind the bus. And that's what Bill Cowher's doing. And you know what? That says to your offense, hey, I trust you guys. I have confidence in you. We're going to need to have an aggressive mentality heading into the playoffs. We are going to not settle for field goals. Touchdowns win games, especially playoff games.
4th down and inches. Ravens need to come up with a play right here to get the ball back. Straight ahead, Roethlisberger, and he picks up the first down on the quarterback sneak.
And Big Ben is no small quarterback.
At 6'5", 240.
And, you know, I had a chance to meet Ben Roethlisberger at the Super Bowl last year. He had not yet become a Pittsburgh Steeler, had just come out of college. So impressed with his composure and just the way he handled himself. And I saw a lot of him at Miami of Ohio, thought he had a lot of great skills, and thought what a great draft choice for this Pittsburgh Steelers team. And he certainly has more than lived up to the billing.
12th play of the drive. They've run it 10 times and passed once. And a flag.
Timeout before the flag.
Steelers get a timeout. First down and goal at the 7. Jerome Bettis needs 1 touchdown to tie Franco Harris's single season mark set back in 1976. He could get it right here. First down and goal at the 7 for the Steelers. Kreider and Bettis in the backfield. Here's Bettis. And Jerome Bettis gets to the 3. Stopped on the play by Ed Hartwell.
Boy, one of the most underrated guys. Watch Dan Kreider in the shot on Ray Lewis. Bang! And Ray Lewis stands him up. You talk about a battle, and Dan Kreider, the fullback for the Pittsburgh Steelers, Might be one of the most underrated guys on the team.
And Jerome Bettis has now passed Eric Dickerson for 4th on the NFL's all-time rushing list. 13,259 yards. 2nd and goal at the 3. Bettis again, and Bettis is tripped up at about the 1-yard line.
What's funny, this Ravens defense just kind of clicks into another gear once you get inside the 10. We showed you the graphic earlier in the game, how tough it is to run the ball in for a touchdown against this Ravens tough rushing defense.
Gary Baxter got him that time. Makes it 3rd down and goal. They spot it at the 2. 6 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. Pittsburgh up by 3. Here's a play action fake into the end zone. Touchdown! Tooman. And Roethlisberger is down. A flag on the play.
Boy, and Suggs, roughed the passer, took a brutal shot at Ben Roethlisberger after one heck of a touchdown pass. And concern everywhere from the Steelers sideline, and that is not going to help the bad blood that already exists between these two teams.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Number 55, driving his quarterback into the ground with his weight. That penalty will be assessed on the kickoff, 15 yards.
Boy, and here it is. Ball's released, step 1, 2, you can't do that, let it go, and then he continues to drive. You see him reaching up and driving the quarterback, Roethlisberger, all the way into the ground with his weight. And Ben Roethlisberger limping off the field, just making sure that he's okay. And I think with the...
And Roethlisberger is in a lot of pain. And the Ravens feel that they have every right to do that, because during week 2, Joey Porter did a similar kind of thing to Todd Heap. Terrell Suggs drilling Roethlisberger, but he completes the pass for a touchdown.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 39. Circuit City, for the hottest new technology, think Circuit City, just what I needed. And by the coldest tasting beer in the world, Coors Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL and Super Bowl 39.
17-7, Steelers take the lead with 6:26 to go, but Ben Roethlisberger is on the sideline, and Brent, he's in a lot of pain. He came up holding his right shoulder.
Yeah, and I think that was the concern of the Steelers trainers and the bench. Suggs clearly drove him into the ground, put all of his weight, and if he came down on that right shoulder, there's clearly a potential to have some damage done there. And you can see all the concern on the sideline, everybody surrounding Ben Roethlisberger, and the future of this Pittsburgh Steelers playoff hope lies right there.
Folks, what irony. Tommy Maddox is off the bench and warming up. Roethlisberger sitting on the bench, obviously in pain, as the Ravens take over. 1st down and 10 at the 20. Lewis. Easy. And let's take another look at what happened to Ben Roethlisberger on the touchdown pass.
Nice play action. You see the fake outside. Nice job. Now he's susceptible because of the way his body's turned. And I would think it'd be his left shoulder, the way that is. And Suggs, not a cheap shot, Gus. Clearly a penalty, but there's a difference. Laying on top of the quarterback, all defenders do that. But I wouldn't call it a cheap shot, but clearly a personal foul.
As Jamal Lewis picks up the 1st down.
Now, Gus, I would think because of that angle and just the way that Ben Roethlisberger was exposed, it would be his left shoulder.
But let's go back to week 2. Ravens feel they have just cause. Todd Heap twists his ankle, and then as he limps back to the line of scrimmage, watch the cheap shot by Joey Porter. He knows he's hurt.
And that's cheap on a spike. That was a cheap shot. Suggs is playing football and used his weight to lay on top of the quarterback. And every defender, most of the time, if they've got that shot on the QB, they will do that. That's part of the game. And it is a personal foul. The official's right on top of it, but that doesn't help the Steelers situation right now. And I'm not so sure that it's not Bill Cowher saying, hey, we're just going to put Tommy Maddox in there anyway at this point with a 10-point lead. Let him hand the ball off, get a few tosses in, and until they know for sure with their rookie quarterback what's going on, keep him on the bench.
Maddox suffered an elbow injury in the second half in that game against the Ravens week 2. Here's Bowler underneath, incomplete, intended for Todd Heap. And that brings up 3rd down and 9 at the 37.
Well, we saw in the first quarter when the Steelers scored their first touchdown of the game, the Baltimore Ravens offense answered with a spectacular drive, answered the bell, went right down the field. Since that point, they just haven't seemed like they're in sync. Right now, crucial drive for this team. Down 10, playing on the road. And the Steelers having a lot of momentum going.
3rd down 9 at the 37. They need to go to the 46 for 1st down. Bowler underneath. It's caught. 1st down Ravens. Kevin Johnson, the former Cleveland Brown, somehow found a soft spot, picks up his first catch of the day, and it's a 14-yard gain.
And great toss by Kyle Bowler. Kevin Johnson knowing exactly where that 1st down marker was. You see him keep his feet planted. He was 1 yard behind it. Couldn't come back too much because he wouldn't have got the 1st down. But that was a big-time toss, and Kyle Bowler put something extra on that ball.
1st down and 10 now for the Ravens. Inside Pittsburgh territory. Bowler. Oh, up and beautiful catch at the 30-yard line by Himes. Randy Himes climbing the ladder. It's a gain of 22.
Boy, and Randy Himes starting for Travis Taylor today, who's banged up a little bit. And what a toss once again by Bowler. Putting it up high, letting his big wide receiver, who's going against a smaller corner, smaller safety, come up with the grab. And you see Himes go up and get it and get some yak. Some big yards after the catch. Crucial drive for the Ravens, Gus. Got to come away with some points.
Ravens playing the role of counterpunchers. Bowler steps into his throw. It's incomplete. That may have been deflected by Joey Porter. Intended for Clarence Moore.
When we've seen a couple drops from the Ravens, and not saying Clarence Moore should have had that, but come playoff time, your receivers have to catch balls. We've seen a few balls on the ground today for the Ravens. They've had that problem the last couple weeks. Kyle Bowler can't be blamed for drop passes when they're right into your hands.
Kyle Bowler, 13 of 22, 140 yards. He's thrown an interception. 2nd and 10. Lewis looking for some room, and he gets to the 25. A 3-yard pickup.
Well, there has just been nothing for Jamal Lewis today. And we haven't talked enough about that front 3 for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Kimo von Oelhoffen, Aaron Smith, Chris Hope. What a spectacular job. And a lot of the credit always goes to the linebackers for the Steelers. But how are those guys able to run free and make plays? Those front 3, those defensive linemen for the Steelers have done a great job keeping guards and tackles off their linebackers, allowing them to roam the field.
Lewis averaging 2 yards per carry, 3rd and 9 at the 26. They need to go to the 17. Bowler, quick strike. It's incomplete. Intended for Darnell Dinkins.
Well, I think that was Larry Foote getting through once again. And you talk about an unsung hero. How about Larry Foote, number 50, getting pressure on the quarterback, filling in for Kendrell Bell this year. Bell's been out an awful long time with injuries, and Foote has stepped up his play, and that's what the National Football League's about. When there's an injury, you have to come up and make your plays.
So that brings on Matt Stover into attempt a 44-yarder. It's down, up, and shanked. Stover shanks it. Brian Billick takes a deep breath. The Ravens let the Steelers off the hook. 2:24 to go in the 3rd.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by DirecTV and by Thank You from Citi, a new kind of rewards program from a card you can count on.
And don't forget, coming in January, a new drama on CBS, Numbers. That's coming in January on CBS. Ben Roethlisberger comes back into the game. Jerome Bettis running the football. And one thing about Ben Roethlisberger, Brent, he is a tough young fella.
Yes, he is, Gus, and he's earned the respect of his teammates and stuff like that, coming off after a big shot and getting back in onto the field for the next drive. Guys in the huddle recognize that. They love toughness in a quarterback, and just the way that he's handled himself this year. It's so rare to have a rookie be the leader of your offense, but he is clearly a leader on the field and in the huddle.
Terrell Suggs trying to end Roethlisberger's day. 2nd and 7. Roethlisberger underneath Plexico Burris wide open, and he lowers his shoulder and gets to the 36. And Roethlisberger is motioning toward the sideline. I don't know if he's going to be able to remain in this game. He is hurt.
And you can see the way he's holding his arm, his right arm, his wrist. Something's messed up there. And there goes Tommy Maddox, coat off. And right now, Ben Roethlisberger staying in the game. You can almost bet for sure, Gus, that he's going to hand the ball off right here. Something wrong with his throwing motion. Kind of looked like the way he was holding his arm. It might have been his wrist, maybe shoulder. But at this point, I don't expect him to play many more snaps.
A 26-yard gain. Somehow he managed to get it out. Roethlisberger throwing again, dumps it off. Bettis on the screen, and Bettis dives forward, chopped down at the 28. A gain of 9, and Roethlisberger comes to the sideline.
And it's either shoulder or wrist, Gus. Maybe it's even his hand or fingers, but just the way he's carrying his right arm, something's wrong. I'm surprised they went back and threw another ball there, because immediately after he threw it, he grabbed his right arm. Something's clearly bothering the rookie. And you can see him discussing it on the sideline, but into the game comes Tommy Maddox.
The Steelers so lucky to have a veteran, talented quarterback like Maddox to replace Roethlisberger, who replaced him week 2 after he went out with that elbow injury. But that just tells you about how ironic things can be sometimes, Brent, in sports. One day you're up, then you're down, and then at the most important point of the season, you're back in. End of the 3rd quarter. Steelers up 17-7. We'll return to Heinz Field after this message and a word from your local station. What a moment and what a decision for Bill Cowher as he put Ben Roethlisberger back in the game, because he is in a lot of pain. He was grimacing on the sideline as he was tossing the football.
Yeah, guys, and I think if he's having trouble throwing the ball, you don't put him back in the game at this point.
Here's Tommy Maddox, hands it off to Bettis. And let's go back to week 2. Tommy Maddox was the starter against the Baltimore Ravens, and this is what happened. He was stripped and injured his elbow, and that was his throwing elbow. Gary Baxter got a hold of him, and he hasn't played since.
And it's not like Tommy Maddox doesn't know how to play this game. He's played in some big games before, and what a great job he's done this year molding Ben Roethlisberger, being a mentor to him, being able to share with him his vast knowledge of the football game.
2nd down and 12. Here's Bettis again, and Jerome Bettis picking his way inside the 25. But there are a lot of links in this game. When you look over at the Ravens sideline, there's Cordell Stewart, longtime quarterback in Pittsburgh. Tommy Maddox got his chance when he supplanted Cordell Stewart as the starter a few years back. Cordell now with the Ravens.
3rd and 6 at the 22.
And that brings up 3rd down and 6 at the 22 for Pittsburgh. No word on Roethlisberger's injury. Maddox dumps it off. Haynes, and he goes nowhere. Chris McAllister comes in and throws his body at Haynes, and the Steelers will attempt a field goal.
And crucial stop for the Ravens D, and watch Chris McAllister. He smelled screen the whole time, came up from the corner position, made a big-time tackle. And that was so instrumental right now. Baltimore needs to hold the Steelers to a field goal here.
Jeff Reed will attempt this one from 40 yards out. Ball on the right hash. He's good from 23 yards today. It's up. And good. 12:53 to play in the fourth quarter. Steelers 20, Ravens 7. The official word on Big Ben, he has a rib injury. His return is questionable. Do you bring him back in this game?
Nope. This game's on the defense right now for the Pittsburgh Steelers. The way that they've played this year, #1 defense, that should be all they need. And you got to rest him next week as well. And Gus, it'll be interesting to see the extent of that injury.
E.J. Sam's inside the 10. And Sam's is wrapped up and taken down at the 22, a 14-yard return. Ben Roethlisberger's day may be done. Pittsburgh up 27. Coming up on the Subway postgame show, join Greg, Dan, Shannon, and the Bull for all the latest NFL scores and highlights. That's all coming up on the Subway postgame show. Ravens have to come up with some plays on offense right now.
And they're going to have to protect Kyle Bowler, because watch out for the Steelers and their blitz. They're going to pin their ears back.
Jamal Lewis spinning. Peyton Manning trying to get into the record books. Here's Greg Gumbel in New York.
Well, Gus, he's grabbed a chunk of it from the 3-yard line. The shovel pass to James Monroe. That is number 48 on the year. Manning ties Dan Marino's single-season NFL record of 48, and the Colts pulled to within 24-16. Gus and Brent, back to you.
Well, congratulations to Peyton on tying that record, and we love our guy back in the studio. And what's unbelievable, how about Dan doing that in his second year in the league?
Bowler to the sideline. And it is complete. Terry Jones doing a nice job to hold on to the football, although it's only a 2-yard pickup. Troy Polamalu with the tackle.
And once again, our man James Harrison coming on strong on that Steelers blitz, getting pressure on Kyle Bowler. And we said this drive, they're going to have to protect him. A lot of Steelers blitz. They're going to pin their ears back. Might not be a bad time for a screen. Going to have to unload that ball quickly.
3rd down and 6 at the 26. They need to go to the 32 for a first down. Bowler with time, dumps it off, and a first down for the Ravens as Alan Ricard picks it up. He needed 6, he got 7.
Boy, and that was all Alan Ricard. You see Kyle Bowler dump it off on a little check down to his fullback, and he just goes ahead and runs over 2 Steelers defenders and picks up that first down all by himself. Great individual effort right there by Ricard.
First down and 10 at the 33, 10:58 to play in the fourth. Bowler looking up top. Incomplete. Ball intended for Randy Hines. Don't forget, tomorrow on CBS begins with Still Standing and the new comedy Listen Up starring Jason Alexander. Then don't miss TV's most watched comedies, Everybody Loves Raymond and 2.5 Men starring Charlie Sheen. Followed by Monday's #1 show, CSI Miami, plus The Late Show with David Letterman tomorrow right here on CBS.
I'll tell you, with Todd Heap, Gus, you see him on the sideline right there. Tweaked his ankle in practice Wednesday, gave it one valiant effort today, but without him on the field, the Ravens don't have their biggest playmaker in the passing game.
2nd down and 10. Bowler dumps it off to Jamal Lewis, and Lewis is tackled by Ferrier. Polamalu also in on the play after a 2-yard pickup.
When you see the Ravens not even able to have Kyle Bowler set his feet and get the ball downfield. Too much pressure coming from inside. You see the stunt. Defensive line of the Pittsburgh coming around and getting in Kyle Bowler's face, and he has to unload the ball. And this Steelers defense is attacking Kyle Bowler, running blitz, running stunts, and he just doesn't have the time to throw it down the field.
3rd down and 8 at the 35. They need to go to the 43 for a first down. And Bowler calls a timeout. First timeout taken by the Ravens in the second half.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Wild Cherry Pepsi. Make this the wildest NFL playoffs ever with new Wild Cherry Pepsi. It's the Cherry Cola. Prudential Financial. Prudential Financial, helping you grow and protect your wealth. And by Nextel. Nextel helps groups get things done. Nextel, done.
Young Kyle Boller and the Ravens are faced with a 3rd down and 8 at the 35. They need to go to the 43-yard line for first down. Boller steps up down the middle, caught! Randy Himes with the reception, and the Ravens keep the chains moving. A 13-yard gain. James Harrison with the tackle.
And this time Kyle Boller had time to set his feet. Randy Himes running a deep over route. Watch him step up into the throw. Spectacular. Right on the numbers. Himes comes back to the ball. Big first down. I was going to say that might be 4-down territory for the Ravens inside 10 minutes now. Their season hinges on this drive.
4 catches, 55 yards for Himes. Boller throwing again. Dumps it off. Chester Taylor. And Taylor with some nice yards after the catch. Gains 11 yards and picks up a first down. Here's a question. Can the Eagles make it to the Super Bowl without T.O.? BJ, cast your vote at NFL.com.
How about that for a vote? N.O. I don't think so, partner. And quite ironically, I was disappointed to see T.O. go to the Eagles this year. I thought if he went to the Ravens, that the Ravens were going to go to the Super Bowl. And I'm sure there's some Baltimore Ravens that were disappointed he didn't come as well.
First down and 10 at the 40. Out of the I formation. Play action. Boller with time. Boller steps out of the pocket. Watch the second-year man run, and he gets to the 35. A 5-yard gain.
We see Kyle Boller's quick feet. Nice coverage in the secondary by the Pittsburgh Steelers, and Boller has to tuck the ball, run, little barrel roll instead of a slide. Larry Foote did a good job of not sparing the quarterback, just jumped right over him. Like we said, composure down the stretch is going to be instrumental. Can't have stupid penalties.
9th play of the drive that started at the Baltimore 22, 2nd and 5. Boller sprints out, sets up, looks backside. He's got a receiver. Incomplete. That ball was underthrown because Clarence Moore had a step. Ike Taylor covering defensively.
And you see, they're rolling the pocket, and what happens is Kyle Boller, by the time he sets his feet and throws it back, Clarence Moore had already beaten the coverage, but it just took too long to set up the play. And watch this route. You see Moore, he's got to step outside on Deshae Townsend. And the ball just a little late in getting there because the Ravens rolled the pocket to give Kyle Boller time to throw.
And a timeout has been called by the Steelers. They have 1 remaining. 7:54 to play in the 4th. 20-7 Pittsburgh. Bill Cowher, Brian Billick, both on the sideline. Big play coming up. 3rd and 5 for the Ravens at the Pittsburgh 35. Boller looking, scrambling, stand on his feet, fires, incomplete. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Boy, and just a spectacular job by Kyle Boller just to not fall down and get that ball in the general direction of his receiver, because a sack right there would have been it. And 4th down, clearly Ravens got to go for it. Game on the line, you've got to do it. Playoff possibilities on the line, 4th and 5, and here we go, partner.
What do you run here?
You got to, I'd roll the pocket. I'd give Boller the run-pass option.
They need to get to the 30 for a first down. Boller, short drop, and it's deflected. Deflected at the line of scrimmage by guess who? James Harrison, and the Ravens turn it over on downs. Home field advantage throughout the playoffs is 7 minutes and 41 seconds away for the Steel City.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Capital One. What's in your wallet? And by the new Ford 500, built for the road ahead.
Welcome back. 7 minutes and 41 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter. And where did this guy come from? Harrison has had a spectacular game. James out of Kent State. His first full year in the league. First down and 10 at the 35. And Hines Ward is drilled as he catches the football. Terrific job by Adalys Thomas. Something funny is happening in late night TV. Starting January 3rd, Craig Ferguson is the new host of The Late Late Show right after Letterman right here on CBS. Who's that guy right there, number 37? He looks familiar.
You know what? He looks like a guy that used to work at CBS.
I think he is. Deion Sanders.
Prime time.
2nd and 15 at the 30. Bettis. And Jerome Bettis gets to the 37, a 7-yard gain. Will Depps with the tackle. Here's Greg Gumbel in New York.
All right, Gus, in Indianapolis, quite a statement game for the San Diego Chargers. LaDainian Tomlinson, 16 quick yards to the end zone, his second touchdown of the day, 18th touchdown on the season, 16 Chargers early in the fourth quarter, guys.
You better watch out for the Chargers come playoff time. And just for those people that think they can't go out on the road into Pittsburgh or into New England and win, you should have seen them in the snow last week in Cleveland. Good running game, great running game, and great run defense. It's a good combination.
Haynes with a huge opening, and this is a big-time run. Great goal by the Steelers as Haynes picks up 14 yards and a first down.
Boy, and if the Ravens were hanging on, that might have been it. And Haynes being able to take that inside handoff and get the first down. And with 5 minutes and 50 seconds left and 3 more downs, the Steelers look like they are going to be right here. And the road to the Super Bowl in Jacksonville this year is coming through the Steel City.
First down and 10 at the 49. Bettis gets to the 45. And the big picture here, let's take a look. Searching for the number 6 spot.
Yeah, and here's the hottest team out of all those. Baltimore in trouble today, as well as Jacksonville. Now, we don't know how those are going to end up, but right now, Denver's looking pretty good. Buffalo as well, going against the 49ers today, and that should be a big W for them, and they're going to have the Steelers next week. But if the Steelers clinch, Gus, I'd imagine they're going to rest some of their banged-up starters. That'd be a huge advantage for Buffalo.
Bettis. And Bettis gets to the 42. A lot of points on the board in Indianapolis. Here's Greg Gumbel again.
Yeah, Gus, the Colts not quite willing to surrender so easily. On the ensuing kickoff, Dominique Rhodes, 88 yards to the end zone. And this cuts, with the extra point, cuts the San Diego lead to 31-23. Still 14:42 to play in regulation. Gus and Brett.
What a run by Dominique Rhodes.
I'm saying Reggie Wayne catches 49 today. What do you say?
Make your prediction. It could happen.
It could. That's a prediction.
That's my prediction.
Make your prediction.
It won't happen. Third down and 3 at the 42. Bettis looking for the first down, and he has it. Right now, the Pittsburgh Steelers with their running game just imposing their will on this Ravens defense as he's passed Eric Dickerson. Jerome Bettis has gone over the 100-yard mark, his 60th career 100-yard game. 49 as a Steeler, most in the club's history.
And I know the bus would like to make a pit stop in Jacksonville before it heads to Canton, because he'd like to get some diamonds, but he is clearly on his way to Canton in the Hall of Fame.
Bettis again. Jerome Bettis crawls to the 32. Tuesday on CBS, think you've seen every episode of The Amazing Race? Well, get ready to be surprised, shocked, and amazed by candid moments you've never seen before. We guarantee it. Don't miss The Amazing Race Special Edition, Tuesday at 9, 8 Central on CBS.
I hear you're a big Jonathan fan. You're rooting for Jonathan?
I don't even know who Jonathan is.
Oh, come on, that's not what you told me.
Yes, I do love Jonathan Ogden. 2nd and 7 at the 33. Gets to the 30. And I think the story about Jerome Bettis that really turned my head, Brent, was when he said that he could have gone to another team. He could have made a lot more money, but wanted to stay in Pittsburgh to be a part of this team. 2:32 to go. Back after this. Ben Roethlisberger's day is over. He has a rib injury and is on the sideline, but the fans have just been told that Jerome Bettis has passed Eric Dickerson. He got a standing ovation, now a big hug from his coach. And Bill Cowher has always been a Jerome Bettis guy, even when guys like us in the media had turned against Bettis and thought that his career was pretty much over.
Well, I never turned against him. But you're right. Bill Cowher, a big supporter. And you know what? It's great to see a guy that has such great character have things fall into place for him.
Haynes running straight ahead, gets to the 25-yard line. Bettis, as I mentioned before the commercial break, passing up the money to stay in Pittsburgh, the town that he loves, the town that has embraced him in his career.
And I think when you get to that age also, you look around, you look at the guys in the locker room, the guys that you've gone to battle with, and you say, hey, I want to stick it out with these guys. I don't want to finish my career somewhere else.
The fans love him in Pittsburgh, and right now, folks, the Steelers are 2 minutes away from home field throughout the playoffs. Terrific. Jerome Bettis running the football as the Steelers lead the Ravens 20-7.
And Gus, on 4th and 1, I think the bus got more than enough for that first down, depending on the mark. But clearly the surge created by the offensive line of the Pittsburgh Steelers, I think, brought him the first.
And the Steelers have one game remaining after this. And that will be against the improving Buffalo Bills, who now have a legitimate shot, Brent, at getting into the playoffs.
Yeah, in fact, it's going to be between them and Denver, the way things are going to look after today. But Denver has the advantage over Buffalo, Gus, I believe, because of a better conference record. So the Denver Broncos, that are going to be playing the Indianapolis Colts next week. And there it is. The Steelers do have the first down. Broncos and the Colts will be a big battle, in Buffalo playing Pittsburgh. And there's Baltimore finishing out against Miami, and a million different things would have to happen in order for the Ravens to go at this point.
Disappointing game for Brian Billick and the Ravens. Coach Billick is truly one of the great coaches in the NFL. He does a tremendous job of shielding his players from the media criticism by taking it on himself. But the Ravens definitely have to improve on offense. Kyle Bowler showed some signs. He does have some intangibles. Don't forget tonight on 60 Minutes, Bill Belichick talks to Leslie Stahl, Cold Case, and then the CBS Sunday movie, Ocean's 11. 1:27 to play. Ben Roethlisberger went out with a rib injury. And he is not returned to the game. Tommy Maddox replaced him. Kyle Bowler doing a nice job. Some of his teammates dropping passes. But the Steelers have clinched home field advantage in the AFC. That man is proud on the sideline. He's a local kid. Bill Cowher, Ben Roethlisberger from Ohio. What a year it's been for the Steelers. back to Pittsburgh right after this. Well, as a matter of fact, we'll stay right here for the final minute and 27 seconds.
And let's talk a little bit about Ben Roethlisberger, just kind of the way he's reacting, the way Coach Cowher's reacting. I think it's probably just some bruised ribs at this point. I'm sure they'll get an x-ray on him. But he'll be able to rest next week against Buffalo with the home field advantage clinched. And then, of course, the bye week that the Steelers have earned. So give Ben Roethlisberger a couple weeks to get healthy. And this Steelers team looks like a juggernaut right now heading into the playoffs.
Steelers are 2 wins away from Jacksonville. And the postseason begins. And don't forget, coming up on the Nextel Halftime Report, join Greg, Dan, Shannon, and Boomer for all the latest NFL scores and highlights. That's all coming up on the Nextel Halftime Report. Tommy Maddox coming in for Ben Roethlisberger, takes a knee.
You can see the excitement on the Steelers sidelines, the smiles from the coaching staff. Bill Cowher, congratulations, coach. And one heck of a season, 13 consecutive wins with a rookie quarterback nonetheless.
I don't know, Brent. This kid hasn't played like a rookie one snap during this season. He has been so mature and so tough. And the Steelers defeat the Baltimore Ravens 20-7. The Steelers win their 13th straight. 27 the final. Coming up next, it's the Subway postgame show with Greg, Dan, Shannon, and Boomer with all of today's scores and highlights. You've been watching the National Football League on CBS.